The slaves who sang while they labored on the fields never knew that a genre of music called jazz will one day come out of what was called work song or field holler. It all started from Negro spiritual and then moved to blues. Today, it is known as jazz. As an African-American music, jazz enthusiasts have called for musicians to infuse local instruments into jazz music. Well, some have successfully done that and come up with names like Nijazz, Afro Jazz, among others. At a concert featuring two of Nigeria's accomplished musicians in Femi Kuti and Yinka Davis, musicians and guests spoke about jazz and its evolution and possible infusions with jazz music.
You have to understand where jazz is coming from, how jazz started. You have to go to the history of jazz. Jazz didn't just come from the moon, it didn't drop. It was first the blues, and the music of Black America has been changing. Then funk, don't forget, it was out of jazz, funk came. It was out of jazz, rock came. It was out of jazz, hip-hop came. So to change it, I don't see what you, but people like me, you'll always hear the jazz feel. You always hear the jazz feel in my father and many other artists that have listened and been inspired by jazz. So I don't see what more anybody will do to change it to make it more appreciated than it is.
There is no black race that does not understand it. That one is a lie. Nigerian people, I know you people understand, because every carpenter will sing on top of the ceiling. When he's knocking wood, that thing is giving him timing and he's singing along. So come on, every laborer, when they are carrying their pompon, they are doing music. Have you not seen the women when they carry their children at back and they're doing and they're washing? When they're washing, that's when they now find the song. And the song is fantastic and it's on time with it. And they now start, they are unconsciously jazzing away.
You see, Afrobeat is some kind of, is emanated from jazz. But listen, Afrobeat is the people's music because it's spoken in pidgin many times, using our local instruments, communicating with the people, taking jazz and jazz idioms with the local dialect.
Really, if you ask me, there's nothing they need to add to it because jazz is jazz. But then, jazz wouldn't have stayed where it is if, I don't know how to say it, music, every form of art allows for experimentation. So for me, if you want me to respond to jazz, just put a bit of talking drum into it. Because that's my soul. But that doesn't mean that it is a must that has to be done because jazz is jazz.
With the infusion of local instruments, dialect and rhythm into jazz music, it is expected that Nigerians can now feel at home with this genre of music, which many regard as elitist.